Hey guys, NocRan here. I'm at Mizuki's psychiatric ward, where I'm looking for treatment for a psychosis-induced voice that keeps telling me to buy Bitcoin, as well as pull for her. And oh, it looks like my therapist has arrived. So doc, what are you prescribing me? A bullet. Well, I don't have a firearms license because I couldn't pass the background check, so it looks like I'm pulling for Nicole. I'm starting at 5,204 primos plus 12 fates. I'm not entirely sure what she does yet, but I'll cross that bridge if I get there. In the meantime, let's jump right off of it. Let's jump right into it. I started with my dailies, then began this event that was expiring in 12 hours because just like you with studying for that exam last week, I'm a master procrastinator. This event had me preparing for Anime Expo, except the only things being sold to the weebs here were weapons of mass destruction. These weapons included Aino's robots that either attacked, defended, or gathered energy as I fought off the hordes of human-turned monsters. Wait a minute, this is just Plants vs. Zombies. I also played around with the Fontaine Research Institute's energy thingy-mabobber, which was definitely being sold to some Sumerian warlord to be used in some crimes against humanity, and they even had a combat event where they showed what happens to the Sumeru Desert if I catch another Eremite arms dealer. After collecting the event rewards, I started the event quest which had me tracking down an international arms dealer that's wanted by Liyue's Ministry of Civil Affairs, the Crux Mercenary Fleet, the Maison Gardiennage, and the Spina di Rasula. And the arms dealer was an Eremite. Looks like I'm bombing the Sumeru Desert. Again. With the event quest complete, I still had a few people to talk to at this arms expo, like listening to Inefa and Aino scam Yehoda.
Huh?
And after spamming F through the rest of the conversations because they didn't matter, I checked my primo count, did my commissions, spent some resin, did my commissions again, spent some more resin, then started a completely new event in which they turned a walkathon into a movie. Well, sorry to say, but Stephen King's already done that. That was probably the easiest and lamest event I've ever played. I did my commissions open bracket 5 plus 3 minus 7 close bracket times 6 plus -3 times, spent my resin, collected maintenance comp, check-in rewards, and codes, did the trials for Miss Yapping Angel and Mr. Transmutation Circle Dragon D's Nuts, did this Plinko-ass web event for some easy primos, and then it was time for my daily rhythm game intake. Will there be any songs that catch my eye? Oh! I don't even care that it's 4 minutes long. This song is so fucking good! Other than the pure eargasm song, I actually kind of like the Imaginarium Theater music. It's just that it kind of gives me PTSD whenever I hear it. So after finishing music class, I finally stopped putting it off and decided to renew that PTSD.
Hey! This is library!
And wow, did it do just that. This boss in particular especially gave me grief, and you know what? Pretty much all of it was self-inflicted. Because like an idiot who didn't bother brushing up on his boss knowledge, I didn't think to attack the boss directly whenever it had a shield.
You are trash!
But after about an hour, I finally completed Torture Chamber number 1. And next up, I was really looking forward to coasting my way and brute forcing another Abyss rotation, especially after a particularly painful Imaginarium Theater. But instead what I got were some of my new least favorite bosses in the game, including this bastard again, a rock-hard mushroom, and the fucking king crab. My first attempt was a mistake because I forgot what this boss did, which killed my first half, so I decided to brute force it with Arlecchino and try some funky shit on Team 2. And if you're wondering if I learned that I could directly hit this boss with lunar reactions, yes, I did, after this recording. So then I tried to full-on bloom,
Oh my God, I'm blooming!
which succeeded in killing me. Then I tried brute forcing it with Skirk, which actually worked until I got to the next chamber where I had to deal with a literal bouncing Betty, explosions and all. And while I could go for the low-hanging fruit and say that this isn't the first rock-hard mushroom I've seen grow,
What do you mean by that?
I kinda hate this boss too much to even joke about it. He deserves to be in a pan, on a stove, getting cooked alive for dinner. I hadn't had this much trouble with the Abyss since Nam, and after a bit I decided to restart the entire floor with a different team, which worked a lot better. This team also had no issues killing this dumbass shellfish, but honestly with how stupid this boss's mechanics are, it might as well be a shellfish. Ah, the shit I write at 5 AM. I finally finished the Abyss after almost 45 minutes, and if you're wondering why I didn't show anything from the Arlecchino team, she just kinda killed everything, it wasn't even close. I checked my primo count, talked to Catherine because I needed a different way to say I did my commissions, and spent my resin at the new artifact domain. On the way to the new artifact domain, I actually found a random chest I didn't collect. Yet another piece of evidence that I'm an exploration LARPer. And speaking of random chests, I found a precious one the other day while counting all the boats around Port Ormos. Yeah, don't ask. I also want to mention this Battle Pass mission that I've always completed and never included in videos because I've never remembered to, but it's a quick and easy 60 primos. Alright, time to never mention it again. Since this is Nicole's video, I went to talk to her because it's been a hot minute since I've heard the voices in my head, and it's getting a bit lonely.
I'm going to assassinate Farka.
She then told me to piss off and sent me on a treasure hunt in Alice in Wonderland where I helped prepare the tea, to which I added enough sugar cubes to give Risa diabetes. I then beheaded Jabberwocky the Dragon, 2v1'd the least annoying boss in the current Abyss rotation, which dropped a nicely wrapped chest, and then I found out that I could only do one room a week. So I went over to Miliastra Wonderland next because it's the only place I can become a cat girl and play frisbee golf. I actually kind of like this one. It's just a shame that I'm so bad at it. Get on the bridge. Stay on the bridge. Let's go. Bonk. I may have gotten a bit distracted with glitching into the wall and shooting 10 over par, but hey, I had fun. I then farmed the shit out of the Plinko web event thanks to having a couple alts that I haven't logged into for 6 months, did my dailies twice, started Nod Cry Act 9, which began in Sumeru. We're actually in a different timeline this time, which is proven by how Kale is learning how to write. And, you know, everyone knows she can't do that. Everyone's also switched places, and Kaveh isn't broke. Just gave me the chills. I'm rich, bitch! In this timeline, Nilu is also now the mercenary, while Dea is the dancer. So like, when is she performing and how do I get tickets? Luckily, it was just another nightmare, and as a fortunate side effect, she's also begun hearing the same voice as me. Don't worry, Kale, if you head over to Mizuki's psychiatric office, I'm sure she can prescribe you something to help. On that note, a glitchy title card. Unfortunately, we don't live in the timeline of Dancer Dea. We live in the timeline where Irminsul is deleting System 32, which meant we had to evacuate the entire Sumerian rainforest, and finally meet the 6 sages who are color-coded like the Power Rangers. We took Nahida to Dr. Apep because she had a tummy ache, then ran through a war zone between the racist Jin and the genocidal Fatui to meet the ringleader who stereotypically explains that this was all part of his master plan. Who is this guy, Ionokoji? Switching perspectives to Kale, Tignari, and Dori, I watched as Dori got murked and Kale chanted her manifesto to calm down the Jinn, because she's now running for mayor of the Sand Eaters. Back to the Traveler, we had help escaping the void from... After introducing everyone to Best Girl, I watched Nicole use her angelic abilities to convince Nefer to come back to the desert and help out.
All right.
Then I attended Kale's therapy session, as did literally everyone else, spied on the desert girls talking about desert things, and talked to the furries and scalies who came out of retirement.
Get the hammer and nails.
Before finishing Act 9. Jumping straight into Act 10, Mom and Dad started fighting again, but they quickly made up and out before working together to find the cure to cancer. I just hope Big Pharma doesn't come for us. Remember, none of us have depression. I then witnessed Sora dropping off a bunch of R&R like it's an Amazon Prime Air commercial starring Ice Cube, and after hurting the R&R like a bunch of Pikmin, I flew to my destination using Hat Guy because I won't ever have him on my account, so I might as well get my flying in whenever I can. Oh my god, is that a skyscraper? I helped capture a Fatui spy and couldn't help but notice that they glossed over the fact that Sino quote-unquote interrogated him. Don't worry, Sino. You can't violate any human rights if you don't see them as human. Using the information we waterboarded out of the spy, I sent Paimon on a stealth mission with Hat Guy, which he really wasn't too keen on.
I'll have to gag you and shove you into a bush.
This all led to a second title card. Welcome back to the 2 people who rewinded the video to see where I showed the first title card, only to realize that I didn't. I'm just joking, no one cares enough to rewind my videos. After getting dono-walled by the game, not revealing the name of Dotori's collaborator who's spearheading Operation Irminsul Arson, I had to complete a bunch of mundane tasks like farming primal constructs to ascend my Ziphos' moonlight, having a scholarly debate about whether or not bagged milk is better than carton milk, and playing chess, but not really.
And you're about to get mated from the back.
Which was basically just feeding the Kavatham shippers at this point. I helped Nahida ask Mawika for the Pyronosis, which Mawika just agreed to hand over because she's also something of an arsonist herself. You know, I was just gonna suggest digging into the sand under the barrier, but that works too. They're bickering again. Why are they bickering again? I then finally got to a cutscene where we restarted the router and fixed the Irminsul's internet connection because Rogers. And aw shit, it's the banker. He's here to grill me about my credit card debt, I just know he is.
Where's the money, Lebowski? You want that money, Lebowski? Bunny says you're good for it. Where's the fucking money, shithead?
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
After 8 minutes of exposition, we assaulted Sumeru City, which was taken over by the Fatui in some sort of grand master plan where they failed ambush after ambush. It's like the Fatui are being led by General Krell or something. Enter the Temple of Sirasthana by stealth. I I think they noticed us already. I then got teleported to the 6th circle of hell where all the heretics go, where I immediately jumped off the edge. Not on purpose this time. The game should have told me to use Wanderer's ability before I jumped.
Thanks for nothing.
I played some backwards temple run and met Metaverse Dottore.
There's a lot here to be excited about.
Who doesn't seem too happy that I'm trying to overthrow him as the King of Heresy. I reached the mandatory cutscene where I got surprised by not one, but two giant fuck-off lasers. This is officially the best Archon quest ever. I watched Nahida aura farm for a bit, and began part 2 of the Metaverse Dottore boss fight where he inflicted a case of copyright infringement. I'm sorry, Dottore, but the Shogun sends her regards. The best way I can describe this cutscene is that a Discord moderator has decided to delete the channel, and now you'll have to find someplace else to share Sonic Rule 34 yaoi. After Dottore gave me the cliff notes of his life story, I finally got to see Irminsul burn. I feel like I wasn't supposed to be rooting for that to happen, but I just kinda like giant fires. After all, that's why I still play this game. Hey! After Nahida became the Arsonist Archon, yes, that's what I'm calling her from now on, everyone talked.
You do realize you sound like a choking cow?
Kale finally became a full-fledged forest ranger, Hat Guy got some more character development, and we brought Nahida to Natland for a school field trip before watching Lilipar kill herself and completing Act 10. A little more web event rewards, some achievements, the 2 free wishes for completing both acts of the Archon quest, the 560 primos for completing it within the 6.6 update, my commissions, then talked to Hazel, who's still chasing after an international crime gang that I'm pretty sure I briefly mentioned like 5 videos ago. Honestly, I say just arrest Ito and get it over with. I got some anecdote rewards, then started the new event where I met a sassy lost child and brought her to a meeting with Little Witch Academia to take part in their little mini-games. Because they're little and mini, get it? These mini-games included a combat event because of course it did, Subway Surfers in the big 2026, a platformer that I can only describe as animal cruelty, but I guess that's just Yao Yao's kit in a nutshell, and sort of golf except we're playing with a bomb and it bounces like a motherfucker. I collected all the available event rewards since it wasn't all out yet, did my commissions one last time, and stopped the timer. After 11 hours, I got to 11,508 primos plus 12 fates, which, subtracting the original amount I started with, means that I farmed 6,624 primos in this video. Now these pulls were a bit special because they were actually streamed live here on YouTube. And if you're wondering where 20 of my pulls went, 20 pulls on weapon. Anyway, on with the polls. I'm gonna make sure to hit the record button, because otherwise I'm not gonna have footage for the end of the Nicole video. This might be the first Primo Gem farming video where I actually end on a bad note. I don't actually have enough Primos to hit soft pity, I don't think. I'm at 1 pity. I guess we just jump right into it, right? Right here. Right here. 11. Right here. Boom. I am recording. I've checked OBS. You know what, Prune? I don't mind it. I'm back down to 1 missing 4-star in the game. That's 11. I'm at 21. You don't understand how many times I lose count. Oh my god. Okay. Pause. Pause. Streamer luck. Streamer luck. Yap fest. Yap fest. Yap fest. Woo! Well, shit. Wait, what do I do now? I guess Primo Gem farming video luck continues. 3 hours of walking for 2 minutes of gambling. Yeah, that's basically in a nutshell, huh? Like, do I just save for Lohen then? I think maybe I just save for Lohen. C2 Prune? Ooh, that's a good point. You know what? F it. Let's go for Durin. Why not? I'll just do the rest of my polls for Durin. What is this, like 16? Wait, no, 6. Wait, no. 15? Wait, I can't count. Oh, Prune, C1. Nice. You can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes. I'm building pity right now. Okay. That's enough. Your pulling disgusts me. Honestly, it disgusts me too. There's no way I somehow win again. Well, another good ending to a NocRan video and another day without getting struck by lightning. The heavens are probably preparing the greatest smite of all time, but unfortunately for them, I don't play League. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this relatively shorter Primogem farming video that might turn out to be normal length by the time I'm finished editing it, but I will see you all next time. Bye!